at the end of the day, you gotta embrace your flaws. You know what I'm saying? You're already one of one. So you might as well be the best version of yourself, you feel me? Like, it don't matter what the next person got, what that person got, what the you got. Cause you got a lot going on, you feel me? You really Timothy, you don't even know it. You know what I'm saying? Like, lock the in, son. The haters, fuck everybody else. It's you versus the world.
You feel me? You want some shit, go out and get it. It's that simple, man. End of the day, bro, someone's not gonna get it for you, gang. You either go out, pick it, niggas, bro, chat, no cap. No cap. It's crazy to think that, like, I don't give a about the results. I just care about what I'm doing. Like, the shit that's in my control, bro. That's the only thing I care about.
It's easy to convince yourself you're working hard because you're pushing your boundaries, but you're not working hard. You're not really working hard. You're just working at your limit. That's not hard. Bro, it gets way more difficult if you let it. But the thing is, people is dead ass afraid of that difficulty. Yo, bring that shit on. I want all of it, my nigga. I want all of it. I don't give a fuck how challenging it gets. I don't give a fuck how tired I am at night. I don't give a fuck how much I gotta go through, bro. I want all of that.
You can't wait for everything to be perfect to start living your life. And that hit me. I mean, he packs a powerful punch, and he hit me with a damn word punch, you know, with a word hook. Cause I bet that's what I've done. My whole life has been like that. As soon as it's all lined up, I'm gonna show you myself. As soon as I've got it all looking the way I want, I'm gonna show up for you. And for me.
Stop breaking promises to yourself. When you say, I'm going to wake up tomorrow at 7 a.m. and when the option comes to hit the snooze button, don't do it. There's one win that you've got for the day. That's action.
Most things are actually significantly easier than people think they are. They just don't know how to try hard. Because the harder that you try, the easier it gets. And so it's like, if you can just learn to love what trying hard feels like, then all of a sudden it becomes unreasonable that you can't win.
Don't listen to anyone. Everybody's full of shit. Nobody knows you or what you're capable of doing. I'm very blessed and lucky. I always knew who I was and exactly what I wanted to do. And once you figure that out, you wake up every day and you work toward it. That's what you do. It's impossible for you to fail if you know who you are, what you want to do, and you wake up every day and work toward it.
Work, 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 work. No results, but I'm a little bit better. Work, 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 work. Work, 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 work. No results, but I'm a little bit better. Work, 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 work. No results, I'm a little bit better. Work. Boom, just got paid. I just got paid. And it looks like overnight success. Yeah. It's like, oh, shit, it happened in here. No, bro, it doesn't.
People chase happiness because they think that that's what they need, when in reality, happiness is just a byproduct of becoming the best version of yourself. So instead of chasing the emotion, become the type of person that is experiencing that emotion.
Don't take a second to realize the purpose is always there. The purpose never leaves us, because the very purpose is you. You are always the purpose.
Why not? Why not see how much you can earn? Why not see how much you can learn? Why not see how many skills you can develop? Why not see what kind of person you can become? Why not see what kind of influence you can have? Why not see how many people you can rescue from oblivion? I want you to take that personal. Why not? Why not? You've got to stay here till you go. I mean, what else are you gonna do? Why not see how much you can do, how far you can...
The magic you are looking for is in the work you're avoiding. Fuck, dude. The magic you are looking for is in the work you're avoiding.
I'd say one of the strongest mental frames that has got me through my hardest times is thinking this will be the story that I will one day tell. And that means the harder it is, the bigger the dragon, the more epic the story, and by consequence, the more epic the hero.
How do you achieve everything that you want and become what you would call successful? Well, to be honest, I don't really know yet. But there's one thing I discovered that has exponentially improved my progress in life, in my work, has quickly helped me realize my potential, and has given me what I consider to be a true purpose. Trying to write something that tugs at the heartstrings of thousands of people. Trying to narrate something that hits home for millions of people.
If you do not include God in your life, man, you're making a horrible mistake. You're doing yourself a horrible injustice. You're making this way harder than it's got to be. God really does want to help you. He really does. But he requires that we have a relationship with him. All he wants is a relationship with you. You ain't got to go to this church or that church. You ain't got to belong to that faith. You ain't got to call him Jesus. You ain't got to call him Lord and Savior. You ain't got to call him Allah. You ain't got to call him Jehovah. You got to call him one of them. Whichever one you choose is your personal business. That ain't my job. But I'm telling you, if you're trying to make it in this world without God in your life, you're making it way harder than it's got to be. I'm telling you, man, I did it. I did it without him. It does not work. I flunked out of school. I had a severe stuttering problem. I couldn't talk outside my house. I'm on my third marriage. I lost everything I ever owned twice. I've been homeless and lived in a car for 3 years. You can't tell me nothing about what he can't do for you. Nothing. Let me tell you something, man. I've been bottomed out. I'm talking about flat bottomed out. Nothing.
I feel you, and I understand that life sometimes can get a little chaotic. You got a lot of questions on what's going on around you, but that's when you have to really root yourself in who God is and getting to know the true nature of who you are, that you are able to do all things. It's in you. Don't let anybody tell you that the greatness of God, the greatness of who you want to become is not in you already. You just got to awaken that beast. You got to awaken that person inside of you. You got to awaken that love inside you. You got to love on yourself, because the world out here can be cruel. And don't let these haters and doubters get in the way of you achieving what you really want to achieve. So I thank you guys for giving me the motivation and inspiration, but it starts in here. So to all the kids out there, I salute you. Listen to your parents as much as you can. Go way beyond their dreams and accomplish your own. You never know where you'll end up.
If you're watching this right.
How badly do you want to watch like this? How badly do you want to be driven in the back of a Rolls Royce? How badly do you want to retire your parents? Because let me tell you something, you can't be a kind of wanted person. Because at the end of the day, you're going to be competing with people like me to get it. People like me who have spent almost the last 10 years waking up every single morning and putting one foot forward in front of the other, chipping away at it, giving their full dedication. So unless you are willing to have discipline like this for a long, long time, don't ask me why you don't have these things.
Sometimes shit just hit different. Sometimes you got a plan in your head, you got an execution in your head, it don't work out, it hit different, but it's just how you get up when it hits you. Do you fold? Do you quit? Or do you dust that shit off and keep it moving? You know what I'm saying? It hit different, right? Damn, that nigga he got back up. I thought he was knocked out, now he got back up. It hit different.
Even as much as I believe in myself, there's some things you don't even see for yourself. Because it seems too unrealistic. You could be as delusional as you want to, but it almost doesn't feel real. And like every day, I think that I'm so grateful that the way I know how to show this by doing my best. And it might not always be the best stream, but it's the best I can do that day, gang.
Whatever you put your mind to, bro, you can do it. That's a fact. You gotta understand that we only got 24 hours in a day. We only got 7 days in a week. We got an average of 30 days in a month, 365 days a year. And the life expectancy that we have is up into 70. We don't have that much time on this earth. So while you here, it don't matter how hard it is, you know what I'm saying, how much you ain't getting no sleep, or how much you sweat doing your workout or whatever, or you feeling some type of way, you got to get up and go get it. You got to live the life you want to live, because it's short, super short. So telling myself that too. I feel like I don't travel enough. I travel a lot, but I feel like I travel a lot more. Every time I go see different places like this, it just opened my eyes into what I haven't seen yet in the world. And if I haven't seen a lot, I know some of y'all haven't seen nothing. Because I know when I ain't had no money for real, I was just in Pontiac. My first time getting on an airplane was at age 16. And it was for a class field trip. So it's like so many different ways to make it and do what you want to do. I don't know what y'all want to do in life, but if you're watching me, I just want to motivate you to let you know, bro, it's very possible. Because I did the impossible. And it's working out.
Deadass, whatever it is you want to do in life, my nigga, don't let no person, bro, don't let your mom, don't let your teacher, don't let your sister, don't let a hater, don't let nobody tell you you can't do it, bro. I swear, them niggas don't see it for themselves. That's why they'll tell you that. You have to let that fuel you. You will not become successful agreeing with too many people. You will have to tell them, I don't give a what you think about what I got going. I don't care how realistic this shit is. You have to go out and do it. That's it. That's it. Yo, I did YouTube for 7 years for free. I didn't know this shit was gonna happen. I didn't know I was gonna be, feel me? Like, it's shit that I couldn't see for myself, even though I believed in myself. So even if you can't see it, you have to do it anyway, bro. Even if the people around you can't see it, you have to see it for yourself. And my nigga, like, shit, eventually, if you just study, if you spend every day learning, you can't lose. You mean to tell me you learned every day for years and you're still losing? Eventually, something you learn will be the blow up. You literally will never know what it is. Deadass, you'll never know what it is. But when it hits, it hits.
And really thinking like, damn, like, how can I beat this? You know what I'm saying? Cause you already, yo, like, niggas already not jacking you, whatever the case may be. Like, you going against the whole world, but then going against yourself is even crazier. Like, yeah, like, I know it's gonna be people in this chat that understand what I'm saying right now. Having a mental war with yourself is probably one of the hardest things to even overcome, bro. All the mental battles I had to overcome. This is why, like, I'm so big on mental health. Like, I really be telling you, like, I remember having what I was, you know what I'm saying, going through what I was going through and really thinking like, damn, it's just me with this shit? Like, I take mental health real serious. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I'm being like messed up. Like, well, at least I thought I was messed up. I was just going through, like, everybody go through. Sometimes shit be getting overlooked. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their battles. And that's why I treat everybody with respect. And I'm always like trying to be on some happy shit. Cause like, nigga, going through shit. Like, we go through stuff, bro. We go through bullshit. It's great to address it. It's great to like attack it head on and try to get to the root of it and what's going on and why you feel the way you feel. You feel me? And once you start taking those baby steps, you'll look back and be like, damn, that was me. And I don't even know how I got here.
We could become incredibly lazy because there's no necessity. So you have to create necessity in your life. You have to create the need to get things done. It's easy to be lazy if you don't have any emotional connection to what you're involved in. I give the example that I have personally is when I lived in France, I had spent years learning French in the university, but it never really sunk in because I wasn't paying deep attention to it. It didn't mean so much to me. But there I was in Paris, I had to struggle, I had to survive, I had to get a job, I had to get a girlfriend. And suddenly, because I had to do it, because it was important to me, because it was necessary, because it was what I call death ground. Either learn French or get the hell out, you're not going to be able to survive. I learned I wasn't lazy. So your laziness is something that has to do with you. You're not connected to something deep enough. You don't feel the necessity. You don't feel the devil at your heels. You don't feel the fact that you could very well die tomorrow that will impel you to get something done. There's no necessity behind it. And the human animal, the way we were created, is when we feel pressure, we feel the necessity to get things done. We can move mountains, and we had plenty of examples of that in history. But when that pressure, like almost like a barometric pressure, releases, and we don't feel the need to get something done, we can become incredibly lazy because there's no necessity.
Wait a second. I just balled it up. I just stepped on it. I put it in trash. I pulled it out. Then I tore it in half. And you mean to tell me I can pick the dollar up, I can wipe it off, and I can put some tape around it, and it's still worth $1? then why, if this dollar doesn't lose its worth or its value, then why do you feel like you've lost your worth of value? Because many of you feel like you've been stepped on, you feel like you've been pushed aside, you feel like you've been abandoned, you feel like you've been talked about, you feel like you've been abused, like someone took from you, someone hurt you, somebody took advantage of you, and deep down inside your core, you feel like you've lost some of your value. And I am here to tell you today that this dollar still has worth and value, because there are some men years ago who put value over this life and said that no matter what happens to it, it can still be taped back together, it can still be wiped off. And I am here to tell you that you were created and you're born and you're here and you have life and you have purpose and you have value. And though you've gone through some hard times and though you've experienced some depression and you might be wanting to hurt yourself and you might want to give up, I am here to tell you you still got worth and value. And there is nothing that can happen that can take your worth and your value away.
There was a recent interview with Elon Musk where he said something, "My mind is a storm. I don't think most people would want to be me.
Right.
They may think they would want to be me, but they don't. They don't know. They don't understand." What do you think of that? Elon's someone that people probably look up to and admire and aspire to be.
One of the downsides to high-level genius is you might describe it as hypomania. So here's a simple test that people can do. So this is a test of something called verbal fluency, and verbal fluency is associated with creativity. And so here's a simple verbal fluency test. Write down as many 4-letter words as you can in 3 minutes that begin with T. Okay, that's pretty constrained, 4 letters and T. Or write down as many words as you can in 3 minutes that begin with S. That's less constrained. All right, so there's quite a powerful correlation between the sheer number of words that you produce and your lifetime creative achievement, right? Especially in the artistic and verbal domains.
What's the definition of a loser? I think the universe is absolutely and utterly giving. I've never seen anybody dedicate themselves to something completely and fail. I've never seen somebody eat right, go to the gym every day, train really hard, and not be in good shape. I've literally never seen it. The universe is extremely giving. If you actually try, and you actually want it, and you're actually not making excuses, lying, talking shit, you're gonna get what you want. So when I see people who don't have what they want, I consider them losers. And this may be elitist, I understand that. But if I've put myself through endless pain to end up where I am, it's very hard for me to have sympathy on the man who's afraid of pain. You're avoiding pain. I've been through endless. I now have everything I've ever desired. You have none of the things you desire. Am I supposed to feel sorry for you? Because you took the easy way out? Am I supposed to look at you and go, oh, poor dude? No, you were a fucking coward. You didn't go through the shit I went through. You didn't put it on the line. So you deserve your substandard reality. That's what you deserve. You're a fucking loser. Because if you actually wanted it and you actually tried, you'd have it. You could have anything you want. Universe is super giving. You want a fucking Ferrari, you can have it. You want that bitch, you can have her. You can have anything you want on the planet. There's not a girl I look at that I want that I can't have. Not one. That's my reality. There's not a car I can't have. There's not a house I can't buy. If I want to go to a yacht, if I want to go to Antarctica, there's nothing I can't have. Bam. Because I've decided to become this man. It's the same for absolutely every single one of you at home. If you want it, you can have it. If you're sitting there saying, oh, but I tried my best and I still didn't get it, you're lying. You didn't try your best. That is a fucking lie. The universe gives it to everybody who genuinely tries. And I know that to be a fact because this world's competitive. We're all competing against each other. And the majority of people don't try. Like I've achieved this amazing life and I've tried very, very hard. But it could have been harder. I mean, was it that hard? About 86% hard. It wasn't 100% hard. Why? Because the competition's zero. Everyone is a fucking loser. It's amazing to me. Everyone's a loser. I can say to somebody, listen, I'll make you a millionaire. Do this. Oh yeah, but the kids are home from school now. That's it. They're done. And then they'll sit and go, oh, I really wish I had some money. You are a loser. I will sit here on this podcast. People will listen to me for hours. And I will say, listen, I have hundreds of millions of dollars and I will teach you how to make money. CobraTake.com, I have a school, university designed specifically to teach you how to make money. I clearly know how to make money. You clearly like what I say. You obviously believe I'm intelligent and integral and I won't lie to you. And still, a whole bunch of people will sit there and go, yeah, anyway, next video. And then they'll say, can't afford a Ferrari, and wonder why. Like, they'll be confused in their minds how they didn't end up getting what they want. Because you're a fucking loser. That's why. And the majority of people are losers.
Wondering why other people's success, or wondering why other people are successful, is the refuge of losers.
Yes.
It's a loser mentality. It's a loser occupation. It's a loser practice, because you're wondering why other people are successful. Like, who gives a fuck? You can say you think it sucks, but to spend time wondering why someone is successful and hating on someone for being successful, it doesn't do any good. It's like, what is that old expression that jealousy is, it's a poison that does the opposite of its intended?
Oh, right.
It doesn't affect the other person at all, but it poisons yourself.
Yeah.
It wastes your energy and time. Before I was successful, I realized it was stupid. Long before, because when I was like an amateur, I would see guys that were killing, and I'd be like, fuck him, like, why is he doing good? Like, that guy sucks, and this guy sucks, and, you know, how come he got this and he got that? And then I remember thinking, like, this is a gigantic waste of time, and I got into comedy because I'm a fan of comedy. And my concentrating on people that suck or being jealous about people that are doing well does me zero good. But instead, if someone does well, I can be inspired and I can get fired up by it. I mean, I figured this out in my early 20s. I was like, okay, this is I have a poor way of looking at it, because it's a martial arts thing. Because in martial arts, like, you can't be jealous of someone else's ability. You have to realize you might have to fight them someday. So by realizing that they're really good, you're forced to be objective about it, and you have to go to work. Like, you have to go, fuck, that guy's better than me. I got to get better. And you have to go to work.
Right.
There's no positive benefit in underestimating someone.
To be a master at communicating, you also need experiences worth talking about. You have to live a life. You need a degree of wisdom, and wisdom doesn't always come with age, it comes with life lived. I had a guy message me. He said, I don't have any stories, my life's boring. I said, bro, where do you live? He said, Madrid. I said, bro, ride the train from Madrid to Vladivostok. Do the Trans-Siberian Railway. Cost you like $300. Oh, but what if I get robbed? Exactly! That's exactly the point! What if you get robbed? Now you have a story. Maybe you'll die, maybe you won't. But you have a story. Don't bring your watch. There has to be that degree of risk to even have a story, because when you have a story, then you can communicate the story. And communication is one of the most important things, because it's something you do every single day, all of the time. If you're gonna get good at one thing, you may as well get good at the thing you do most often. That's the reason I said this and ah thing, to make it difficult for you. I understand it's nervous, I understand you're up here, you're talking in front of people, and it's nerve-wracking, but you should be going through your life in general, catching yourself doing it, and not allowing yourself to do it. It won't take long, it'll take 3 months, until you find a way to just stop saying it. And it's so unique that you don't realize how many people you're speaking to who do it until you stop. So I want you to all become very, very good with your speech. Stop saying stop saying ah.
Let's jump right into the mix, right? Because you spend a lot of time, hard work on improving your technique and your speed with the ball. But what is the key to get better at dribbling?
I'm always say it's all package, you know. First of all, it's the talent helps a lot, of course. But of course, the ethic of work. You have to put in your mind ethic of work when you are professional. So since day one, when I start with a professional, let's say with 16, 17, 18, I'm always have ethic to be the best, to train hard, to listen to all the players, experienced players. And of course, my dreaming coming true. I was professional. I played in the best clubs in the world. I won the most important trophies. So I'm glad to be in this position, but of course, this is not coming from the sky. I dedicate myself and I'm working hard, and this is why the goals and all the achievements that I get coming from dedication and hard work.
I mean, the biggest thing I think that really separated me through my career was my mental game. Everything that was in between my ears. Like, for me, it's just, I eventually got to the point where I was competing against myself because I was so hard on myself. And, you know, for me to improve, I had to get stronger mentally. I had to find a way to do it. And I think my coach helped me get through that process and learn more. So for me, like, when I when I would visualize, I visualize every single, I mean, getting up to a meet, I would visualize probably a month or so in advance, just of what could happen, what I want to happen, and what I don't want to happen. Because when it happened, I was prepared for it.
It's like this voice in your head that wants you to do nothing. This voice in your head, and he calls it resistance.
Yeah.
And he talks about this resistance that is in your head, and that you have to decide that you are a professional. And this is what a professional does. A professional goes to work, and they give in to the muse. Okay, the concept of the muse, whether or not it's real, but the concept of the muse is you settle in and receive creativity almost like as a divine gift from this magical entity, the muse. Now, whether or not it's real is not important. What's important is if you treat it as if it's real, it does work. And what works is if you dedicate your time and your focus, like realistically, with a professional, disciplined effort to creativity. You show up every day like a professional, but you show up to be creative. If you just do it on a regular basis, ideas will come to you. Where are these ideas coming from? Well, his concept was to think of it as you're a professional and you're getting these ideas from the muse. And this is what you do. You show up and you do the work, you focus on it, and these ideas will come to you. And that's really true.
If you do the math, 10,000 generations of humans, first off, if you're a man and you're alive, you come from the 40%. 60% of your ancestors, the men, or not your ancestors, 60% of the men who lived before you never had children that succeeded into the current generation. They could tell that once the 1970s came and they could decode DNA. You can look at the XY chromosome studies. You can see that only 40% of men had all the children that now exist on this planet. And I guarantee you, those were the men that were a little delusional at times. A little bit of delusion. So this self-esteem thing, don't kid yourself and go, well, you know, it's unique to me. There's something called Dunning-Kruger effect. Two scientists, Dunning and Kruger, and Bukowski is the famous guy who talked about that. And he said, the problem in the world is smart people doubt themselves and dumb people don't.
If you don't study, you won't get better. I'll give you an example. I'm shit at chess, compared to my dad. I hover between 1600 elo when I'm really mad, like an idiot, and 1800 elo in blitz. I play 3-minute blitz games. I've been between 1600 and 1800 elo for about 8 years, even though I play chess for about half an hour a day. I never get better. Why? Because I never analyze the games. When my dad would train me, we'd sit down and do the boring analysis. Why, what could you have done? It's the analysis, it's the feedback that makes you better. Why, as a fighter, if you just spar every day, you'll never be good? Because you don't train. It's feedback that makes you good at things, not practice. You have to practice, then feedback, always.
I was talking today with my oldest son. He said, man, Dad, every time I hear about something you went through, I just go, how did you make it? I just kept his faith, man. I just kept believing that God didn't bring me this far to leave me. I just kept hearing my mama as a Sunday school teacher saying little scriptures to me. It didn't dawn on me till I got older. I'm telling you, man, I didn't get a car in my name till I was 38 years old. I was 38 before I purchased my first car. 38. Come on, man. I lived in a car for 3 years. I had nothing. But I made a decision, man. I just started talking to God every day. I just started asking him for help, to hear me. If you call God and you ask him to hear you, he hears you. I'm just telling you, it's real. God is real, man. Don't let nobody fool you. Listen to me, young people. Don't let nobody fool you. Come by your house, knock on your door, talking about it ain't no God. You think because somebody say it ain't no God, you think that make it true? God is real, man. Where you think all this stuff come from? How you think this world got formed? How you really think that's cloud formation? Where you think the waterfall come from? Who made all them animals out there? Who you think make that sun come up every day in the east and set in the west? And it ain't nothing you can do about it. Who do you think make the wind blow? You can't do nothing with the wind. You can't stop time, who does that? There is a higher power. There is a God.
Don't you doubt the kid. I like that phrase now, like it grew on me a lot because, you know, coming up, you always gonna have haters, no matter what you do. So like that's one thing you can't worry about. So yeah, for whoever who doubted me, you feel what I'm saying? It ain't looking too good for you.
If you win together, y'all motherfuckers figure out how to get money together, well, success is that much better. Because not one person is doing it and providing. Everybody is doing it and everybody is winning, so we can all do great things and nobody feels lesser than. And the dope thing about what y'all are building with A&P, with this world of live streaming, etc., the individuals can flourish. If y'all keep the unit and keep the idea of the unit as a priority, I promise you, you will see the benefits above and beyond. Go ask yourself how many groups are still together and you'll...
I'm thinking to myself, there is nothing to look forward to about 2003. Nothing. I have nothing to look forward to. We go walk around, get back in the car. I said, I'm going home. Go back home, go to the office first thing in the morning. Dropped so many habits. Told my friends I'm not going to the clubs anymore. I'm not going to party anymore. I was done. And the obsession became about creating new habits. I was in so much debt. I was in a relationship I couldn't afford to take the girl out to freaking McDonald's. That's how broke I was. I had no money. So we'd go to Blockbuster to come and home watch movies because I don't have money to go to the movies. Costs $40 every time we go out. This is your moment. For you, tonight, yesterday I went late at night to Barnes & Noble. We're the last guys at Barnes & Noble. We bought 50 magazines. I bought the Michael stuff and all the what do you call it? The sticker and all the stuff.
Yeah.
I'm invited to a nice party tonight, New Year's Eve. It's a party that's a $100,000 ticket party by a guy that you guys know that I'm invited to the party. Tom knows what party it is. We talked about it. I'm not going to the party. I told the guy, I said, listen, thank you for the invitation. I appreciate you. We do our annual vision board with the kids. Trust me, I'd like to go there because I want to be around some of those guys. But there's nobody I want to be more around than my 4 little ones and my family tonight to write out the vision board for 2025.
It's not that I don't care no more. It's just that when people realize that the things that they do have a ginormous effect on you, they expect you to act the same or be the same or just want to be the same. Like, I don't understand where or how people really think, like, after the situation that y'all go through or after you completely destroy somebody's trust or feelings, that you expect them to be the same or you expect them to react the same to situations that are currently happening. And in my past, I went through a lot of situations. I went through a lot of situations with people, friendships, relationships, anything. And it's all been repeated. And at some point, a person can only take so much. So it's just like, I had to just be like, okay, boom. I went through this situation before. I already knew. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, now I'm like, okay, it is what it is.
Told me that one day my time will come. Dreams are something you have to believe in. I almost gave up on mine. To all of you out there, please keep your dreams alive.
All you need to do is just keep going. Keep swimming. It's like life, we're just in this big ocean, right? And we're swimming or we're floating. All you have to do is just keep paddling or float. Just don't give up, and that's it. That's all you need to do in life. Like, that's really it. Now, this gives you a freedom, because when you realize all you need to do is live, to just be. There's doers and then there's beers. Some people are always needing to do something, and some people can just be. Like, how a cat or any animal, how a cat just can sit there and it just is, it just exists, and it can sit there for hours and it just seems so peaceful. It's because that cat doesn't care about doing things. That dog, that animal doesn't care about doing things all the time. This is neurosis. This is a result of the thinking mind. Is we always feel like we need to be doing something.
You have the vision and you're able to manifest, but then you also put the work in. Magic happens, man.
We become what we think about most of the time.
A lot of times people believe in certain things, but they keep to themselves. They don't put it out there. If you truly believe in it, if you become vocal with it, you are creating that law of attraction and it will become reality.
When you figure out who you are and what you want to do, and you devote your life to it like a maniac, like you're all in on this thing, and you manifest, most of these people end up, you know, doing what they say they're going to do and being who they say they're going to become. It's real.
Everything comes from the imagination.
One thing about martial arts, people can say this fight game is dangerous and it's brutal, but my mind is strong. I'm fit in body and mind, and that's something that not a lot of other careers can give to a person.
So it's really important to learn. I think every young man should learn how to fight. I think there would be way less fights because of it. And I don't think you have to be a mean person to learn martial arts. I think it's a skill, and I think you learn it, and then once you start getting good at it, it starts actually becoming fun. And the people who you practice it with, you become close with.
Yeah.
You don't hate the people that you're practicing fighting with. They become some of your closest friends.
Yeah.
And I think it's it's a giant confidence boost to know that you can do something difficult and get better at it. I think just that alone, it has massive benefits for people.
Exactly. So I get kicked out, and then I start training like ninth grade. I start training, and then dude, like, I realized I wasn't a racist. I was just angry, you know? So like when I train, it gives me tools to process it. But like, if it wasn't fighting, bro, I'd be in jail. Like it's not like, I mean, I'll never forget. I always tell people the first day I trained, I got the shit kicked out of me, covered in blood, bro. Like, first moment in my life I ever felt happiness. First moment in my fucking life I ever felt happiness. And shit kicked out of me. Just all the anger, gone.
You recognize that anytime I was in the gym, I was happy. You know, whatever's going on in my life, good or bad, I go to the gym, I exercise. Exercise is the best form of medication. I always felt happy after a workout or after training, and she obviously saw that. So when I was stopped training, I was hanging around with the wrong people or whatever, you know, I wasn't as happy as I would be. So she wasn't, in her head, she obviously wasn't thinking of sending them into an MMA fight. She just wanted me back in the gym and back training and back doing what I loved.
Imagine you have no martial arts training. None. Take everything you've learned, throw it away.
Okay.
Take away all your physical training.
Okay.
You walk into a room full of people. How do you feel psychologically?
A little insecure.
Insecure.
Yeah.
Insecure.
Yeah.
That's how regular people feel.
Yeah.
Most people, I should say, most. They never train in their life. They're unskilled to deal with a situation that might occur. Could occur at any moment.
Yeah. Well, I think that would stop a lot of bullying. And I've said this before, but I think it's counterintuitive to people. They think that bullying is a mean person, and if you taught them how to fight, they become meaner. But I don't think that's the case. I think bullies are insecure.
Yes.
Yeah. I think if you took away that and they got to really establish through training that they have character and that they're worth something and they don't have to be insecure and they build up this confidence, you wouldn't see them going out and picking on people.
I never thought I'd struggle with it, but I mean, like, for some reason, when I wasn't fighting or in camp, so I just do my head in, you know what I mean? I needed a fight, and then this opportunity come up, and you know, I'm telling myself it's meant to be. Obviously, I was struggling a little bit not fighting, doing my head in. I don't know how, everything's fine. I've got a beautiful family, but I don't know, you know, I think you just need to keep busy.
There are many, many parents of young kids who are seeing my path and encouraging their kids into the game of martial arts. And whether the kid, you put your child into martial arts or whatever, it allows them to go and conquer whatever they want to. Whether they want to conquer the fight game, they can. Whether they want to go and conquer the business game or whatever route they decide to take, training for martial arts will help them. So I am happy that I have put martial arts in the spotlight in my country and shown it for what it is, true dedication and a beautiful discipline.